thanks, but I never thought I would pull this off. And it's surprising how things happen in twos. When I found this rusty old frame in our hedge about 2 years ago, I discovered it had been put there by Aaron Hardwick, who used to live here. And well, I never thought it could be erected in its old place at all. And then this morning, after the heavy rain, when I looked at the water-soaked towel, I never thought I could pull it off again until I spoke to Aaron's daughter, and she said I can do it. So Mary's going to do that for us when we're ready. And she agreed to do the honours for the village as it's outside our house. Now Mary moved in here in 1952. Now I know that's
that was a very long time ago, 67 years.
Just one or two of you weren't born.
Don't look at me, I was well born.
But, and that was before Lynn and Chris moved in. In fact, a long time before Lynn was born. So, and I'm not sure when Judith moved in, but I think it's a long time ago. And Val is about 18 years, I think. Sorry?
1998.
1998, well, it's 22 years ago. Yeah. And when did you move in, Val? 97, oh, 23 years ago. So they're the youngsters here in terms of mill cottages. But following the discovery of this frame, the picture was getting clear. This forgotten sign, which was thrown in our hedge, had once been quite a memorable sign. Because these cottages had won the best kept small estate competition, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 3 years, but for 5 years. From 1966 to 1979. That's of course when this garden had a couple of flowers in it.
Just a few.
But I said to Mary today that our kids, when they were at home, we never smoked. They had to go outside to smoke. They all smoked. So I think it's the same. When you've got a father who is absolutely obsessed with plants and flowers, it doesn't always pass on through the generations. But there's quite a lot of flowers in these 4 houses down here. So, after consulting, hi there, Val, Mary, Lynn, Chris and Judy living here, we've got our daughter Becky Phipps, to actually come up with and join the story. She walked around the village and came up with a sign that most of you have seen, which carried the history of the mill cottages, the church, our bridge, forward into the 21st century. Last year at the barbecue over here, it was widely acclaimed by the villagers who attended. So thank you, Becky, for that. We hope she could be here today, but unfortunately she's at work tomorrow and Sunday. So she's in the caring profession these days, and so she wasn't able to come. All that was left was for me to turn this rusty old frame and rotten post into a worthy recipient of the new sign, print on something durable that would stand this weather. This has taken quite a lot of thought and time to produce what you see back in its original position. That was more or less where it was, thanks to the hole dug by Chris.
Yay! Miles away, we can't hear.
I was going to meet him earlier in the week to dig the hole, and I got there and he dug it. It'd only been gone half an hour. Yeah. Well, Llowes, we find, is a very, very hospitable village. And we've been welcomed with open arms. Sadly, you can't be welcomed that way these days, but nevertheless you can virtually be welcomed with open arms. You know, we moved in on the 4th of April, and on the 6th we had a concert in the church hall, and we were invited, sort of, before our furniture vans had emptied, we were invited to the concert, and that was the beginning of our introduction to the village of Llowes and the people here, which was fantastic. And it's gone on from strength to strength through that. So this sign is just our contribution to that, Liz and my contribution in a small way to that community spirit. And of course we've been ably helped by our consultees, Lynn and Chris, and Mike now with the community choir. Oh, that's a new career you've got there. This community Facebook page, which has been extremely good. You'll see the sign on it. So now I'm going to ask Aaron's daughter. I've heard quite a bit about Aaron's daughter today. She told me she used to go on a racing bike from here into Hay. And when I heard that her husband came to build the bridge in Hay, I realised why it was a racing bike and why she used to go. That's Mary. She was, I think, in her time, Mary was something of a real goer. Anyway, afterwards we come up to West Wales there, we'll have a drink to toast what we're doing today. So I hope you like the sign. I hope it's a worthy recipient of a replacement for the sign that was here. So now we're going to try and pull it off.
The moment is
Yeah.
That's fine. Now you can pull down.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming.
It's just so wet and it's catching in the corners, isn't it?
There we go.
Can you just wash that? There's the new sign.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's very, very nice.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I hope it will last for a long time. No, it's putting back. No, it's recycling. It's putting back where it was.
It's lovely. It does look really nice. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Chris will be able to find his way home now. Maybe.
Yeah.